Hi guys, today I want to go over the Writing the Rhetorical Analysis paper that we're going to be working on for the next couple of weeks. So here are the due dates that are going to be upcoming. On 9/23, you are going to submit a hard copy of your article and your essay with your written proposal. Don't panic, we're going to go through that in this packet. On 9/25, you're going to have your notes and your markups on your article and your essay. On October the 1st, you're going to have your first full draft of the essay with a works cited page and peer editing for 20 points. The peer editing, we're going to simplify it, and I'm going to go over explicitly with what you have to do. And then on October the 7th, you're going to have your full revised essay ready to grade for me with your works cited page for 120 points. So a couple of things we need to talk about. This paper is a paper that is a requirement for Louisiana Tech if you're in dual enrollment. So just know that we will be sending these papers for those dual enrollment students. These papers do get submitted to Louisiana Tech. All right, so today and probably tomorrow, I'm going to break it up. We're going to study the rhetorical strategies and terms, your example nonfiction pieces, and example rhetorical analysis of nonfiction writing, essay, and article. Okay. But by Wednesday, so please pay attention to these dates. September 23rd, you're going to choose your nonfiction work or choose from the list provided. But I'm not going to provide you with that list this year because we're going to try to use the Gale Opposing Viewpoints database, and you're going to write your proposal. You're going to choose a published editorial or column about a controversial issue, and you're going to assess whether it persuades its audience of its central claim and reasons. Now, notice I am not asking your opinion on any controversial subject. You are going to do a rhetorical analysis of someone else's work, okay? Your essay should identify the audience at which the piece is aimed, its argumentative purpose, and its central argument. To evaluate the overall rhetorical effectiveness of the piece, you should examine the structure, language, and style of the argument, as well as the writer's use of the three rhetorical appeals, ethos, pathos, and logos. Your topic proposal. You're going to write a topic proposal in which you describe the text you chose to write about. You should mention where and when the piece was published, summarizing its central argument, and identify its intended audience. The proposal should also state your central claim regarding the success of the editorial's argument and your reasons supporting this claim. Your topic proposal should be one paragraph long, so that's up here on September the 23rd for 20 points. Reminders and hints. In your rhetorical analysis, you will take a stand on whether or not the piece you've chosen persuades its audience of its central argument. This essay then is not primarily about the issue discussed in the editorial. It is instead about the rhetorical strategy the writer employs. So you're going to submit your article and your written proposal on Wednesday, September the 23rd. 10 points for the copy of the essay, the nonfiction writing, and 10 points for the proposal. For homework on September the 23rd, you're going to follow these steps in analyzing the writing to help develop your argument. You will submit your notes and ideas to me on 9/25, and you're going to begin writing your first draft then. So step number 1 is what you're going to do between now and September the 23rd. You're going to find an argument that you either strongly agree with or strongly disagree with. You can find arguments on the editorial pages of newspapers and magazines such as Time, The Washington Post, Newsweek, U.S. News & World Report, National Review, and more. Please note, online newsgroup postings won't work for this assignment unless they are long and detailed. You may also use famous speeches by well-known figures, essays, and other nonfiction works by authors, doctors, psychologists, artists, biologists, environmentalists, or others. Please avoid issues such as abortion, gun control, etc. The database we're going to use has literally hundreds of topics to read and think about, and I don't want to read 30 essays on the rhetorical analysis on the typical topics. I'm looking for interesting articles for you to analyze and to write about. Okay, so steps 2 through 8 are going to be issues. These are steps that we're going to do several times, okay? So you're going to craft a claim that answers these 2 questions. Is the article convincing? Why or why not? Okay, so that's something you're going to have to answer. Analyze the structure of the argument. Please note number 3. Put a big star by this one, okay? You're going to number the paragraphs. Then on a separate page, you're going to write a sentence summarizing each of the paragraphs. Where is the main claim located? Underline it. What are the reasons offered in support of this claim? Put stars beside those. Are any opposing positions considered? If so, put O's beside those, okay? So please note this. You've got to do this for your article. All right, number 4, you're going to analyze the language and style of the argument. Make a list of key words in the argument. Which are controversial? Are the key terms adequately defined? Are any metaphors or other figurative language used in the argument? Does the writer use the first or second viewpoint, or does he or she speak from a distance viewpoint? How would you characterize the writer's style? Is it formal or informal? Is it serious, humorous, or satirical? All right, the next step is you're going to analyze the ethos. How does the writer present himself or herself? Does the writer have any credentials to be an authority? Do you trust the writer? Why or why not? So credentials and expertise, ethical appeal, tone, fairness to the opposition. Make sure you read these things and think about them. All right, then you're going to analyze the logos. Where do you find the facts and evidence in the argument? What kinds of facts and evidence does the writer present? Direct observations, statistics, interviews, surveys, secondhand sources such as published research, quotes from authorities. You're going to look at reasoning and fallacies, quality of evidence, counterpoints. Okay, and there are questions there for each one of those to guide you. Then you're going to analyze the pathos. For whom do you think the argument was written? Are there any places where the writer attempts to invoke an emotional response? Where do you find the appeals to shared values with the audience? You are a member of that audience, so what values do you hold in common with the writer? What values do you not hold in common? So think about those things right there. You're going to identify language, words, phrases, or images, analogies, euphemisms, etc., etc. All right, number 8. You're going to assess the overall effectiveness of the argument. How successful is the argument overall? What 2 or 3 things are most important in making it effective or ineffective? And then you're going to show your notes from steps 2 through 8, analyzing the essay for rhetorical style on Friday, September the 25th. You're going to earn 10 points for lots of notes and markups. Then you're going to write your first draft, which is going to be due the next week, Thursday, October the 1st. Your paper is going to have an introduction with a strong lead and a claim, 4 to 5 body paragraphs, but there's a difference with the very first body paragraph has a little bit of a different take than our normal essay, and a strong closure. And you have to have a works cited page because you're using at least one source, if not more, and you have to have at least 950 words. Okay? Now, do not worry because I'm going to tell you exactly how to write this essay. You're going to have an introduction. Read this. Your claim should appear early in your essay, okay? Then your body, you're going to have assessment of the overall effectiveness of the argument as your starting point. Then show how the writer is effective or ineffective using your analysis in steps 2 through 6. Remember, you don't want to present your analysis as a list. Instead, determine what factors most contribute to the argument's success or lack thereof, and make those factors the focus. Make sure to use the language used in describing rhetorical techniques or strategies. Be sure to back up your comments with quotes, paraphrases, or summaries, all cited appropriately according to MLA. And then conclusion. You're going to do more than simply summarize what you've said. You might, for example, end with the example that typifies the argument. You don't have to end by either agreeing or disagreeing with the writer. Your task in this assignment is to analyze the strategies the writer puts forth. Then you're going to have a works cited, include all the works you reference. And before revising for that final grade, you're going to do a self and a peer critique, and I'm going to talk to you about those later. Revise accordingly, then do a final check for grammar, mechanics, punctuation, internal citations, works cited entries, and formatting. And the final draft, that big draft I'm going to grade, is going to be due on October the 7th. So we've got some time, but we have to start working on this. All right, so for today and probably some of tomorrow's class, I'm going to give you today and tomorrow to work on this. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look through this list of literary and rhetorical devices, but really you can skip down to those rhetorical devices towards the end of this list, focusing on the rhetorical devices, okay? So click on this link. I don't think it's going to let me do it on the recording mode. And then you're going to see the list pop up. And then you're going to, yeah, maybe it'll let me pop it up. Here we go. All right. Come on, slow internet. Whew, this is slow, guys. Sorry about this. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. I'll come back to it. All right, then you're going to read these two essays. You're going to read these two essays because you're going to be reading two rhetorical analysis essays on these. I think it finally popped up. So let's go back over here. So you're going to skip down. You can read through all of these AP Language and Composition glossary of literary and rhetorical devices. And you do need to know these literary devices. But primarily, this essay is going to focus on those rhetorical devices. So you can read through all of these, but you're really going to skip down to make sure you read rhetoric, look at the Aristotle's rhetorical triangle, look at that, okay? Then we're going to keep going down. All right, rhetorical, and it's popping up, rhetorical terms specifically related to logic and argumentation. These are the things that you're going to read about. Aristotle's appeals, concession, conditional statement, contradiction, counterexample, fallacy, and you have all of these ad hominems, bad analogy, false cause, hasty generalizations, non sequitur. So you can just keep reading through all of these, look at the examples, valid arguments, etc. Okay, so that's looking through, that's step A. Okay, then you're going to read, let's see if it pops up. Let me see if this one's going to pop up while we're waiting. Okay, we're going to come back to those because my internet at home is very slow. Okay, so you're going to read the following essays. Okay, you're going to start with the one in the New Republic. I think it's still loading. And then you're going to read this essay, example essay from the St. Louis Community College Writing Center. It's a really good rhetorical analysis, and it's on this, this essay from the New Republic. So you're going to read this. Let me go ahead and get that one opened up while we're loading. And then for step D, for today and tomorrow, you're going to read through the following example essay and using the CAMI extension, so it's going to be in the next page in our document, you're going to annotate the essay using steps 2 through 8 above in this packet. So you're going to have to maybe split screen it. I hope we can see this. You're going to go back and you're going to look at, is the article convincing? Why or why not? You're going to analyze the structure of the argument. You're going to analyze the language and style of the argument. You're going to analyze the ethos, the logos, the pathos, and then the effectiveness of the argument. Do not worry because you have a guide, okay? So you're going to read this article by Jessica Gross. It was published March 19th, 2013 in the New Republic, Cleaning the Final Feminist Frontier. So you're going to read this editorial, okay? Then you're going to read Millennials Aren't Breaking Traditions, They're Just Broke. It's an opinion column from the Washington Post, and it was published December 6th. I'm running out of time, so let me quickly go over this. Oh, this one's not working. Well, hopefully this one's going to load for you. Keep trying. If not, literally probably my internet here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close these two. See if this will pop up. Come on, guys. All right. Here it comes. It's going to pop up. Here we go. All right, so we're going to look at the rhetorical analysis sample essay From the St. Louis Community College Writing Center, I've got 10 seconds. It tells you exactly what. Look at all of these notes. Look at it, gives you an outline what you need to be doing and what you're going to be looking for.